Hey Kipsters, so for this video I'm going to be reading out loud the text that you see on your screen, but I'm also going to be adding in some definitions, and I'm going to be talking a little bit more about what this is saying because it is a little confusing. So definitely stick through and watch this entire video. It's going to be a little bit of lecture style, which will prepare you for next year, so stay with me on this. Earth's atmosphere is a layer of gases that surrounds the planet. Some of the gases in the atmosphere block energy from getting into the atmosphere, while others let energy pass through. So the way that I think about this is our entire Earth is surrounded by this very, very large layer of gases, which is called our atmosphere. And we know that our troposphere are the gases that are closest to our Earth. And it's basically like this thick layer of gases that protects us on Earth from the sun. We know the sun is very powerful. It heats our entire planet, but there's also chemicals and energy coming from the sun that can really be harmful to humans. So I think of these gases being helpful to humans because it saves us from a lot of the sun's energy and chemicals that could get through. Earth's atmosphere is a layer of gases that surrounds the entire planet. Each gas in the atmosphere interacts differently with energy. Each gas may absorb means take in, energy, reflect meaning like hits and then goes back out into the atmosphere, reflect it back to where it came from, or lets it pass through. Okay, so we have three options of how these gases are going to interact with the sun's energy. The gases are either going to absorb it, take it in, they're going to reflect it, it's basically going to bounce off of the gas and go back into the atmosphere, or the gas is going to let that energy go right through it into Earth. One of the gases in Earth's atmosphere is called ozone. In the next section, we're actually going to read a little bit more about ozone, but here's a little bit sneak peek into what ozone is. Okay, so ozone is the name of a gas in our atmosphere. Ozone allows some kinds of energy to pass through to Earth, but it absorbs a type of energy from the sun called UVB energy. Okay, so ozone is a gas in our atmosphere. It's going to let some of the energy from the sun go through, but the energy that's called UVB, it is going to absorb. And that's going to be really important as to why that helps us. A layer of ozone about 10 kilometers above Earth's surface surrounds the planet, keeping UVB energy from reaching Earth's surface. This layer of ozone protects humans from the harmful effects of UVB energy, such as skin cancer. So UVB is ultraviolet rays from the sun that are so strong. That's actually what makes you get sunburnt, okay? And what can happen is if enough UVB reaches our skin, it can actually give our skin sun cancer. So it's really important, this ozone gas, that it is in our atmosphere so it absorbs the UVB so it doesn't get to us and we don't get skin cancer. So actually, thank you, ozone, for protecting us, right? So then I'm looking at this image. So this is our entire world. In the 1970s, scientists noticed that the amount of ozone in the atmosphere was decreasing, meaning going down. It was disappearing all over Earth. But the change was especially noticeable over Antarctica. So what this image is showing you is here's Antarctica. This entire blue-purple area is where Antarctica is. And what the scientists were saying is that the decrease in ozone gas in our atmosphere was especially seen over this region of Antarctica. Okay, and remember, Antarctica is the really, really cold region of our Earth because it's all the way at the pole. And so you can imagine that if the ozone is not there, sun is able to get into Antarctica, and the sun is really hot, and the ice in Antarctica is really cold, and all of a sudden the sun is melting all of the ice. What type of energy does the ozone gas absorb? Your options are water, CO2, and UVB. Which of these was I saying many times up above in the article? The ozone layer protects humans from UVB, which can give humans what? Lung cancer, chickenpox, or skin cancer? Go ahead and take a minute to answer those questions. If you need to look back at the article above, please do so. Beginning in the 1970s, scientists noticed that the amount of ozone in Earth's atmosphere was decreasing, meaning going down. The change was taking place because of a chemical reaction between the ozone in the atmosphere and a certain type of chemical made by humans and used in refrigerators, aerosol spray bottles, and fire extinguishers. So aerosol spray bottles are anything that sprays a mist out. So for example, it could be a hairspray, or I can't think of any other examples off the top of my head, but anything that you would spray where a mist is coming out. And then a fire extinguisher, right, sprays out that white mist to stop a fire. So these were affecting the amount of ozone in our atmosphere. The chemical in these products were making the ozone disappear. The ozone layer was becoming especially thin over Antarctica. As the ozone layer became thinner, scientists predicted that humans would see increased rates of skin cancer and other diseases. So here's an example. Spray paint. So spray paint is another aerosol. So here's an example of someone spraying spray paint outside, and then that chemical gets in the air and it goes up into the atmosphere and it kills the ozone. The thinning ozone layer was partially caused by the chemicals used in aerosol spray cans. Companies that make these products now use different chemicals to make their spray cans work. What was the thinning of the ozone layer caused by? Was it humans cutting down trees? Was it humans using chemicals found in spray cans? Or was it fuels from factories? Choose the best answer here. I'm now going to stamp some understandings. These are the biggest things you need to take away from this article in order to be successful in the next section. The atmosphere is a layer of gases that surrounds our Earth. One of those gases is called ozone. Ozone absorbs UVB energy coming from the sun, not letting it get to humans. If it did get to humans, it could cause skin cancer. The ozone gas is in the atmosphere has been decreasing because of certain chemicals. Without ozone, UVB can get through to the Earth and harm humans.